While this channel typically focuses on sailing, in this episode we head to Nepal to start a trekking trip. After 20 some odd hours of travel, we arrive into the hustle and bustle of Kathmandu, then head off to the Langtang Valley Trek.
We're at our hotel in Kathmandu. Just had little naps, but made sure not to sleep too long. And now we're gonna go explore the tourist area of the city for a bit, get ourselves some dinner. It's a beautiful evening, it's warm, summer-like.
We spent a few days in Kathmandu, but didn't record much video as we got over our jet lag. We stayed in a very pleasant and affordable hotel in the heart of Tamal, which is the main tourist area of the city. Within a couple of days, we were packed up and ready to head off on our first trek. But first came the insane 8-hour bus ride.
Okay, so we just grabbed a taxi to this, what's it called? Annapunra. There we grabbed the bus to get to the Langtang Trek. And there's just, as soon as we get out of the taxi, there's just all these dudes that are jumping at us, trying to get on their bus, trying to sell us a ticket to their bus. Meanwhile, there's this market happening where the buses are trying to drive.
It's chaotic. Everyone's yelling. Everyone's just trying to hustle us places.
Yeah.
It's not I don't like it at all.
I think it's kind of fun. It's a little different than what we're used to.
It's definitely like you just have to give in. They do things a different way.
Yeah.
Kathmandu is a sprawling city located on a plain surrounded by steep mountain ridges. For the most part, roads throughout the city are in very rough shape. Lanes don't really exist, but somehow it seems accidents are rare. The way traffic moves reminds me of a school of fish. If there's an obstruction, the whole clump of cars driving along seamlessly darts around it. If a big truck comes barreling along from the opposite direction, the school of cars hides on the side much like a fish swimming away from a predator. Once out of the city, the roads turned to mostly dirt. Embankments that our bus was sometimes just a foot or two away from were terrifying. Other sections were far too narrow for two buses to pass each other, which made for some interesting moments.
Hello. Dal bat power 24-hour.
We're stopped in some mountain town and just having a little lunch now.
Recent blogs that we read said we shouldn't need to hire a guide for this trek, but upon getting to the park checkpoint, we are told that we would not be able to proceed any further without hiring one. The park checkpoint employee so happened to have a friend nearby who was a guide, so we were essentially forced to hire his friend. The money was not an issue, and we were happy to support the local economies where we travel. However, with both of us having extensive hiking and mountaineering experience, and Kat being a guide herself, having a guide along with us felt more like having a third wheel. While our guide Sunjo was a nice guy, we had a lot of mixed feelings of being forced to have a guide on such a simple trek. Further up the trek, we came across several men who were hiking solo without a guide, so it would seem the enforcement of what sounds like a new rule is sporadic.
We're up bright and early, 6:30 right now, and gonna be heading down for breakfast, and then starting our trek up the Langtang Valley. And had a pretty good sleep. The foam mattresses in Nepal so far have been pretty firm. This one was like firm foam, but pretty comfortable initially. But then I woke up pretty sore from being so firmer than what I'm used to. But all in all, we had a really good sleep. Just getting pretty used to the time zone now. So yeah, we're gonna get started.
The Langtang Trek starts right in the town of Sabu Besi. In the surrounding area, there are numerous hydropower projects being constructed, including a ways up the start of the Langtang Valley, so the start of this trek is a pretty industrial scene.
Yoo-hoo! We are doing it! We're on our trek. It's really beautiful here. We're in this really deep canyon, and you can see just different layers of ridges ahead of us, and then like way up high, big beautiful snowy mountains. And these are just like the smaller peaks in the Himalaya.
Our dog's back. Yeah, and here in the lower reaches of the Langtang Valley, there's construction for run-of-the-river power plants, hydro plants. So there's this road here, some trucks around, but we should leave the road behind pretty soon. So they're just generating electricity for the area. So some pretty big footprint down here, but better than burning coal. There's a dog again.
Yeah. Morning.
We're now past the road and onto the trail. Looking forward to no more machines.
So pretty.
Yeah. We're about 3.5 miles up from the town. We've gone past a couple of tea houses, and now it's really beautiful, thick forest with the raging Langtang River just below us. It's really easy, nice hiking right here, moderate grade, and wide open trail. Just coming down to Bamboo now. It's like a really pretty spot right beside the river. A couple little tea houses, so we'll grab lunch there. Probably dal bat, a nice tasty mixture. And yeah, it's a nice morning so far. We're already about halfway to Lama Hotel where we're gonna spend the night. They use those instead of trucks here. Oh, there's one more. The old girl.
Look at propane tank.
Works still. Here comes our first suspension bridge. Under a mile left till Lama Hotel. It's not a hotel specifically, but an area, a clump of hotels. And almost under elevation for the day, I think. A little up and down for still. It's really interesting, beautiful forest. Reminds me a lot of the cloud forest in Ecuador and Peru. A few air plants on top of the other trees here. Bamboo. Very nice. But it's very dry right now, it's dry season.
Accommodation along the Langtang Trek is in basic but generally comfortable tea houses. The typical setup is a basic private room and usually a shared bathroom, but there's always a warm common dining area where tasty meals are served, which consists of typical Nepalese food such as curries, sautéed vegetables, flatbread, and always lots of rice. The tea house staff typically speak at least some English, with some folks being very fluent, and everyone we met was exceptionally friendly. Despite being in very remote locations, for better or for worse, good Wi-Fi is available at most tea houses and cafes along the trail. After dinner, Kat and I wandered around the village of Lama Hotel, taking in peekaboo sights of the mountains high above the valley. After the hectic pace of Kathmandu and the crazy bus ride to start the trek, it was so nice to unwind and relax in such a peaceful valley with only the roar of the river as a soundscape. It's a lovely morning, and we're starting to get our first really good glimpses of the really
high mountains, 22,000 foot mountains ahead of us. It's beautiful, super snowy. You can see the snow whipping off them right now. Really nice. Looks like we're about to leave the forest behind, mostly. The big mountains towering above us. And we're now at about 3,000 meters above sea level, closing in on 10,000 feet. So I don't really feel it though, feeling like I'm acclimatizing pretty well, though I don't tend to feel it much before 9,000, 10,000 feet. There's a river level monitoring station here. I've installed things like that in the past, snow sensors as well as stream gauges. Interesting to see here. And the old bridge. Now that we're out of the forest, the terrain's getting a bit more rugged. We'll be passing under a big area that looks quite exposed to avalanches and rock slides and into rockfall. So this one's just a quick little bit. We're not too far from Langtang. Had a nice lunch just below here, and we'll have a nice afternoon there. Acclimatize. We're going to be up at 11,200 feet, I think, is our sleeping area. Okay, we have made it. Just after walking past the big slide area that indicated in the 2015 earthquake killed hundreds of people just down there, so there must have been a village down there as well. Right, unfortunately, in the avalanche and slide path of the big mountains above, but we're in a safe spot over here in Langtang.
It's really lovely here. I think we got the best hotel room in this whole cute little town of Langtang. And to our side, there is a little temple and lots of yaks walking around. And we can, from our bed, see glaciers, and the mountainside is just straight up. And the light has been shining through here, and it's been warming up the room. It is much better insulated than our last place. And we actually might spend 2 nights here because it's so wonderful, and it will just make it easier so that we can do a day hike to our high point and then come back here tomorrow. So that's the game plan.
The rooms are pretty basic, and the bathroom is very basic, but we have our own bathroom, which is nice, and most of the other rooms don't. And it's a nice hot shower, so we're clean, feel really good. Gonna go walk around now. It's morning time in Langtang, and it's a beautiful morning. It's warm now, and it's no clouds at all, and the contrast of the snow on the high peaks above us to the blue sky is fantastic. So a nice breakfast, and we're just going to do a day hike today up to the next town about 4 miles ahead. So here we go. Walking out of Langtang here and past a bunch of mani walls, which are Buddhist sort of prayer walls. Could be to the dead or other things. You're supposed to walk keeping your right side to them, so we're walking along the left side of them right now. Along here as we leave town, there's a little Nepalese
army base right here, that little stone hut, and yaks around. Such a nice morning.
Oh, this is a long one.
Mm-hmm. Nice buildings here.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
Water-driven prayer wheels are always spinning. Here's a little run-of-the-river power plant. And it might be the power plant that's providing electricity to all these places along here.
The hike up to Kyanjin Gompa, a village located at 12,700 feet above sea level, took about 2 hours. By keeping a mellow pace, it was an easy hike, though we could certainly feel the air getting thinner. Kyanjin Gompa village is incredible. Surrounded by towering mountains, this wild outpost is only 8 kilometers from the Tibetan border. We were blown away by the robust construction of many of the tea houses and cafes that make up this beautiful village. Much of the construction material is brought here on the backs of porters, yak trains, and donkeys. Some items like espresso machines in some of the cafes are brought up by helicopter. We are told that the population of this village is largely seasonal and that only a few folks remain over the winter season when the valley is cloaked by a blanket of snow. For a few hours, we wandered around enjoying the views and even laying down for a nap in the warm sunshine. After lunch, we shouldered our light day bags and headed back down the valley to Langtang.
The way back has been very easy, and this is our one hill, and it always feels very tiring going up a hill on the way down. But we're almost back to Langtang. It's an absolutely stunning morning. It's very warm. There was no ice anywhere like the morning before. And we got a nice early start. We were on the road by about 6:40. And yeah, we got about 25 kilometers total to make today. And we're going to be losing something like 22 or 2300 meters. So there's a few little ups at times, but all in all, we're going to be trucking it downhill. And so yeah, it's a nice hiking weather. The sun's at our backs. It's kind of nice. This east-west facing valley, and we'll be heading down into the shade in a little bit. But I think the sun will keep following us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to rallying all the way out to the road, and then we'll make it back to Kathmandu tomorrow on a bus or maybe a jeep if we can find one, and get there a little quicker and perhaps safer. The buses are pretty crazy, as you saw earlier in the video. But yeah, it's gonna be a nice long hike out today. We're past the Lama Hotel now. Only about 7 miles down to the town, so pretty good. And there's still some uphill bits here and there that are always challenging when you're on your way down. You have to suddenly go up a hill. It takes your breath away. Some kind of cicadas in the trees as we descended into the forest. Quite noisy. It's feeling pretty jungly now, very dry jungle, but we're getting pretty low now, back down to around, I think, 1,500 meters or so. It's hot, cicadas are noisy, and the glacier blue river is quite a cool contrast in this forest here. Mr. Shrimps! Anywhere you could possibly grow any food, right there. Do it. Buddy. Hello. You have anything to say, Mr. Goat? Bah!
We were absolutely bagged after the hike to town, so we didn't record too much, but we had a nice night in Sabar before jumping on a bus back to Kathmandu the next morning. This bus took a different, far more sketchy route through the mountains that had us feeling pretty stressed out. The lack of guardrails seemed like a minor safety concern when we started skirting around washouts and clearly unstable roadbeds, with embankments and cliffs below that would lead to certain death if the driver made a tiny mistake. Once out of the steep mountains, the other roads felt relaxed by comparison. After that long bus ride, we were very happy to return to the comfort of our hotel in Kathmandu.
Window down there. Stuck now.
It's been a long journey, but a lot smoother, I'd say, or at least maybe Trevor and I are more comfortable in these environments now.
I don't know if I'd agree with comfort, but used to.
After taking a day to rest after our trek, our friend Mashrib welcomed us with something truly special, a personal tour of Bhaktapur Dunbar Square in Kathmandu. Once a royal palace, these ancient structures carry a presence that's hard to describe. The intricate woodwork, the bold, almost otherworldly architecture, and the way the whole place still pulses with life, it all felt timeless. For both of us, this was our first time in Asia, and we couldn't stop marveling at how deeply alive these buildings are. There's a soul here, a sense of history and creativity that you can actually feel as you walk around the square. It made us reflect on how much heart and artistry went into these creations, something that feels rare in the modern world. We'll leave you now with a few more moments of this remarkable place. In the next episode, we leave Kathmandu again to go start the trek to the Mount Everest Base Camp. Thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.
Look at that.
Wow! Wow, that's beautiful.